talked a little bit earlier about how I got involved in this particular race, but I didn't tell you what I've done for the last 20 years, which is work with children and families, the elderly. I was an abuse and neglect attorney. I've done child support. I have been in domestic court. I have been a guardian ad litem for children who are in abuse and neglect cases who are incompetent. I have been a guardian ad litem for incompetent adults. I have done wills for people who were lying on their deathbed. And what I saw happening for the last 2 years were these groups of people being attacked. Early childhood education. I had so many of the children that I was a guardian ad litem for who were here in their wonderful program. It's a 5-star program. We need to keep these things funded. The other thing is, we lost a lot of mental health services here. Because one of the things that happened, and this was from the Raleigh News and Observer, we lost $1.2 billion in matching funds from the federal government. We did not make the match, so we did not get any of that funding. That directly affected the disabled, the elderly, children, and it completely changed the way we're going to have mental health services. We have been hemorrhaging therapists, and I can tell you that when you are in juvenile court, one of the most important things you can do is get a family into mental health services as quickly as possible, because they have exactly 1 year to pull it together. And when we hemorrhage therapists, their chances of being able to do anything go down markedly. And the number of termination of parental rights goes up dramatically.
Again, my name is Nathan Ramsey. Running for State House. Would appreciate your vote. We have some cards, has my cell phone on it. And you know, the thing I learned when I was on the Board of Commissioners, I remember one of the first meetings I had in the county, and I looked around the room. I said, I bet nobody in this room voted for me. But you know, one of the things you quickly learn is when you serve in public office, you serve the people that vote for you just as much as you serve the people who don't vote for you. And so my commitment to you, if I'm elected, I hope to still have my cell phone available for anyone to call. That was the practice when I was a county commissioner. I hope that is true as I'm a member of the General Assembly. I've joked, if I get 10,000 calls about some issue, you know, everyone calling my cell phone, perhaps I might reconsider that. But I tried to be accessible to our citizens at that time, and I will do that as well. I was recognized statewide for my work as across the party lines to try to be bipartisan by the State Association of County Commissioners. I was recognized statewide for my work on affordable housing. Our board was recognized statewide for our work on land conservation. During my time, Buncombe County was a leader in the state of North Carolina, even counties that were much larger than us, to try to help preserve our farms and forests and enable family farms to continue in our community. And if I'm elected, I'll make that same commitment to you. We had some tough times in the past. My grandparents and my family have been in these mountains for almost 200 years, and you know, they grew up without plumbing. They grew up in very difficult circumstances, but that's the same generation that fought World War II and saved freedom. That's the same generation that gave my generation an incredible quality of life that most people in the world would die trying to come here to achieve. And so, you know, we've had tough times before, and we can get out of this again if we all work together. Thank you so much.
So thank you to the Deltas for having us today. You guys put on another great forum, and thank you for having us. Would you guys give it up for the Deltas real quick? but it's an honor to be with you today. My name is Drew Reisinger. I'm your Buncombe County Register of Deeds. For the past year and a half, I've had the honor of serving you, trying to make county government better. And I think that's our biggest goal, is just trying to find ways to make things more efficient, more innovative, and more useful for people to use our services. Working with the community to make our records more important and more accessible than they've ever been before. The slave deed project we recently did, we went back and found hundreds of documents that people have never seen before. It's the history of our county, and slavery was a part of it, and we need to be very realistic that this is part of our history, and we need to make it more real and more available to all people. And that's what I'm trying to do as your Register of Deeds. I'm trying to make Buncombe County government's records more available to all people, and that's why I'm here today, and that's why I'd be honored to serve you for another 4 years. Thank you guys for having me.